Something that we do not talk about enough is where we speak from, like in our body, and how that influences how we feel about what we're saying. Okay, so I notice whenever I'm feeling like a little insecure, I'm always speaking from my heart. And I think there's a time to speak from the heart, but it's not in line at the grocery store. It's just not. And when I'm feeling most grounded in what I'm saying, I'm always speaking from my root, or my center, my power center. You can speak from your throat, which is kind of like, I think, where the customer service voice comes from, like a mixture of like the heart and the throat. And this is where I think if you have blockages, especially if you're like in line at the grocery store and someone cuts you and you're like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. That's like a blocked throat chakra. You're like speaking from here, but you're not actually speaking from there because it's blocked. It influences and changes how you feel about what you're saying, how much conviction you have, and it actually is not something that we realize we're always doing. So I want you to pay attention, like, where do you mostly speak from, and in what areas of your life are you speaking from certain places more? I also notice that whenever I'm in more of like a masculine energy, I always speak from my power center or my root. And whenever I'm in a feminine energy, I always speak from my heart or my sacral chakra. I also find if I'm less in my masculine, like less in my action oriented, like doing, like go getter girl boss state, which I haven't been in for like the first time in my life the last few months, I will be less likely or less wanting or willing to like have opinions, if that makes sense. That's not something that we really think about or talk about, but pay attention to how you sound, how the way that you sound makes you feel, how you sound around certain people, how you talk at work versus how you talk at home, and like how that influences the way you go about your day. And just notice the different subtle energy changes, because I am just now really realizing, like, whenever I'm in a more passive state, I'm always speaking from what feels almost like a blocked throat chakra. Like it feels like I want to say something but I'm not saying something, and so I'm up here, when really, like, I think it's always best to be here when we're speaking. I don't know.